Nope. Need a little more light. There we go. It's better than nothing. I don't know what's sillier. The fact that I'm using my own shoe as a camera stand, which I'm not kidding, by the way, or this movie. I can't. Oh my god, what did I just watch? Like, even after I saw it, I was like literally cracking up. Oh my god. I haven't done one of these in a while. Okay, where did I put it? Just so I can see here's my proof. Here you go. Oh boy. I mean, holy mackerel. Well, I expected a Halloween movie, but I didn't expect that. Oh, man, I don't know where to begin. This is like Batman versus Superman. I don't know how to describe this. It's half part good and half part jumping the shark. Oh my god. Okay, so I haven't done one of these CineVlogs in a long time. Get control of yourself, Morgan. I haven't done one of these videos in a while. Because I've been busy with a lot of things. My gig with the newspaper, and a couple other things on the side, trying to get a couple of videos off the ground, so I've been mostly focused on that. But I gotta talk about this movie. It's just... oh my goodness. Okay, so where I stand with the Halloween franchise, it's an interesting one. It's a very, very interesting one. It started the slasher genre, and it ironically became a victim of it. First movie I like. Second movie I think is a little bit better in certain spots. It's not a masterpiece, but there are parts I think where it's like, this is generally kind of better here and there. Excuse me. I kind of have a soft spot for the third one, even though it's a little ridiculous. But I like it. I like Season of the Witch. I know what it's trying to do. If it had Halloween 3 removed from the title, it would have been fine. Fourth one is alright. It's a decent entry. It's nothing really too disastrous. 5 and 6 are the ones where it just derails completely. Just completely. Though I do like Dr. Loomis, to be honest. I think Donald Pleasance is great in those movies. Not his finest hour, I think. 1, 2, and 4, I think, are his highlights. H2O, 20 years later, is alright. It's fine. There's a lot of great nods and homages, which I think were kind of sweet in there. Halloween Resurrection is just... that one's bad. It's actually the first Halloween movie I saw, believe it or not. I was, like, switching through cable TV, and I caught, like, I think maybe... I didn't see the beginning with Laurie Strode. I kind of came in a little after that, where they're setting up the whole house thing, and Busta Rhymes making the house. I'll give it this much. It's a great adaptation of Night Trap, but it's a really bad Halloween movie. I only saw the first Rob Zombie remake. I didn't see the second one. I thought the first Halloween that Rob Zombie did was okay. It wasn't great. It had some moments. I didn't see the second one, but from the reviews I've seen, I don't want to see it. Especially after seeing what I just saw. With that said, I'm not a huge fan of the Halloween franchise. I like some entries. I really do. There's stuff about the franchise I do like. I like how it became this rolling motion for slasher movies. I like how it made, female characters the less weak, and said, yeah, we can have strong characters in this kind of thing. Okay, so this one's supposed to be a direct sequel to the first one, ignoring all the previous entries, which is kind of weird, because they do provide some little odes and homages to, like, the sequels in a weird way. Like, oh, I thought Laurie Strode was supposed to be better. No, those are rumors. Like, really? Come on! I wasn't okay with that. Then we have to accept the whole continuity of what happens to Myers at the end of part 2. So Mike Myers has been in this prison penitentiary for 40 years, ignoring the fact that he's an old guy now. Judging the way this movie goes, I'm surprised it didn't have him, like, go out with, like, a cane and just beat people. Just like, I'll get you whippersnappers! I would love to see that more. And trust me, I'm not on drugs. I swear to you, I've never done drugs in the 28 years of my life. Movies are my drug. That's why I'm so ecstatic. Oh my god. So, then we have Jamie Lee Curtis coming back as Laurie Strode. She's crazy. She has, like, the grandmother hair, and she has, like, this safe house with all these shotguns and stuff. Some of this is in the trailer, so I'm only talking about the stuff that's in the trailer. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh boy. I'm just laughing. I don't know if that was the most bizarrely amazing thing or the worst thing I've seen. I'm torn. I'm really torn. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe I should talk about pros and cons, because I can't talk about this movie without going over every single scene, and when I dissect every little scene, there's a plate where it's, like, so good. Okay, pros and cons. just so I can get it out there. Okay, pros. John Carpenter does a score along with two other people, and it's nice. It's nice to hear that synthesizer 70s score in there. It was nice to see that on the big screen. There are some scenes here and there that I thought were kind of well done. Some of the kills are pretty neat. Again, this is kind of in the trailer, but there's a bit where when Mike escapes, he goes to, like, a gas station and, like, kills all the attendants. And they try to do this really creepy thing where he drops some teeth in front of one of the toiletry patrons and then tries to kill her. Keep it together. Keep it together. Keep it together. I'm reviewing a movie. I'm trying to laugh it off, but I'm reviewing it seriously. There are certain... Oh, okay, another pro. There are certain homages to the franchise that I thought were actually kind of admirably cute and interesting. There's a little bit to Halloween 3 that I thought was actually, kind of nice. There's little things here and there where it's like, oh yeah, this is just like in this one. Oh yeah, it's just like in this one. So, in a weird way, this is kind of like the best of the Halloween entries, if you want to see it that way. It's almost like a best of. Like, oh, remember this moment from entry number 4? Well, here it is. All that's missing is the shotgun kill from Halloween 4. We uses that as a gun. Or maybe that was the 5th. No. I think that was the 4th one. Yeah, it was definitely the 4th one. That's actually one of my favorites, because who the hell uses a shotgun as a dagger? Oh. I liked what they did with Laurie Strode. I thought she was kind of interesting. Maybe a little too nutty at times, but I know what they were trying to do, because Donald Pleasance passed away in the mid-90s, so they couldn't use him for the Halloween. But I do like how they have her in the Dr. Loomis role, which is kind of interesting, because what they say about her character stuff, yeah, it kind of makes sense. The fact that after this one traumatic moment, someone could snap and go nuts. That's the same thing I did with Paul Rudd's character, Tommy, in Halloween 6. So it's like, okay, I can kind of buy that. I like Laurie Strode's granddaughter. I thought she was kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of nice. Sort of like a weird passing the torch in a sense, and I like how she was written. Obviously, she's mini Laurie Strode, but I thought she was kind of neat, just the way they did that. Yeah, maybe I should talk about cons now, because I want to talk about the cons, but they're gonna spoil the movie, so I'm gonna be very spoiler light. If you've seen the Halloween movies, and I don't mean just the first two, I mean all of them. If you've seen all of them, you will know exactly what kind of movie you're in for. It's not trying to reinvent the slasher genre. It's not trying to do anything new or different. It's just your run-of-the-mill, here are these characters, here's a killer who's killing without a motive, and just nixing them off one by one. And that's really just the first half of the movie. I'm tempted to say it's almost I don't want to say it's a satire of the first one, but there are moments where it's like, we're smart, we're gonna pay homage to these. It's like, Like, remember this kill, we'll do it this way. It's like, I mean, there were points where they did try to have, like, a little creative spin. Like, there's the one that's babysitting this kid who knows what drugs are. I thought that was kind of funny. We're just having a little Alakazam. Nah, you mean weed. That cracked us up a lot. That got a good reaction from the audience. They liked that. Now, 20 years now, I want to see a sequel with that kid. I want to see him go up against Michael Myers. If they do a sequel. Well, then again, considering what we do see in the end, they're probably going to do a sequel anyway. The beginning I thought was really unnecessary. Again, this is in the trailer, so I can talk about it. There are these two reporters who are doing a podcast on serial killers. And they're British because why not? Well, actually, one of them's British, so why not? And in this goofy, over-the-top way, they pull his mask. I was like, you remember this, Michael? You remember this? And all the crazies around them are going, yeah! And then Michael's just sitting there going, and you don't see his face. Okay, that's another pro I forgot to mention. You don't see his face, which I think was actually pretty, clever. Even though in certain shots you can actually see it. Hello! Pretty sure we see this movie on iTunes or Netflix. You just pause and go like, oh, it kind of looks like Malcolm McDowell. Like, in the brief shots, he almost looks like Malcolm McDowell. It'd be so much funnier if that's how it ended. It's him pulling mask going, ha ha ha, singing in the rain. So yeah, there's that. That opening bit was just way too over the top, and the stuff with the two podcast reporters, I could have done without that. I really could have. They were kind of annoying, and they were only there just to progress the plot, to get things kicking, because I guess that's the thing that makes Michael Myers go on his... Mike Myers go... That's the thing I think that makes Michael Myers go on his spree. He sees the mask or something, or... It would have been more interesting if they didn't have the opening in there. I think if you took out the stuff with the reporters and just had... Boom, here's the crash bus with all the loonies, just like in the first movie. Boom, here you have him walking around the jumpsuit. It would have been fine if it went that route. You didn't need all that. Seriously, there's a bit in the first half where those two idiot reporters are at the gas station, and there's all this... I don't want to give it away, but there's all this stuff going on, and then they don't see it until, like, the last minute. It's like, really? How could you not see that? You were filling gas, and this guy's walking around. I don't want to give it away, but... Oh, man. So then it turns into Halloween for a good bulk of the movie. Again, I'm trying not to give anything away. And some of it's sort of different, justified. I guess what they're trying to do is, see what it would be like if you took the original and, like, adjust it to a modernized kind of setting so you didn't have to reboot it. Which I guess is what they're trying to do. But then it gets, like, weird and meta at times. But once in a while, there is a good scene. There's one scene I really liked, and it was nice seeing on the big screen. There's this bit where it's all done in one shot, and you see from Michael Myers' point of view, and, from his back a couple of times, just him going around and, doing all these kills and stuff, and it's just one continuous take. I liked that. I thought that was actually kind of interesting. That's something I have not seen before, in any of these movies, and I don't mean like the point of view shot or anything. No, you actually follow him around, and it's like continuous, and he does like these multiple things in different takes. That I liked. That's another one I can add to the pro pile there. Back to cons. there's some really stupid teenage stuff that happens. But I guess, they're just teenagers. You know, changing the times. You know, they booze up against another girl when they took the other one to the prom. One of them stops by and has a stupid tattoo, and you think they're gonna get together when you know they're not. Oh! There's hinting, foreshadowing illusions. Like, there's one that goes out as Bonnie and Clyde. It's like, oh, I know where this is going because you know what really happened to Bonnie and Clyde. Like, that's the stuff I didn't like. Like, it feels like I'm looking at a half-decent script here. There's good stuff that makes me know that they were doing a serious movie, and then there's stuff where it's like they're kind of ribbing the audience, like, hey, get it, we're doing this. It's like, really? Come on. You're doing so well up until this point, that point, and this point, and they're sprinkling it around. Like, okay, here's an example. Here's an example. There's a bit where Laurie Strode is with the police and, you know, trying to convince them Mike is around. And one of the psychiatrists or whatever who's with the police is all like, oh, hello, I'm Michael's doctor. And then she just goes, oh, you must be the new Dr. Loomis. Like, oh, no, don't do that. Come on. That's like Phil Lord and Chris Miller territory. Just, no. I want this to be its own thing. You're trying to scrub out the continuity of 2 to whatever in the... don't do that. I can't stand it when stuff like that happens. I really can't, because it's like, yeah, we're being self-aware here and doing all this. They had this very serious pace going on, and then it has like this little bit that just takes me out of it. Oh, the final act. The final, like, 20 or 30 minutes... That's where it jumps the fucking shark and goes straight to the moon. And I want to say how, but I would ruin it. But this one thing happens. And, again, without giving too much away, it's kind of sort of what they did with Halloween 6. But then after the first 5 minutes, it's like the movie's self-aware, and it's like, oh yeah, this is kind of stupid too, I'll just get rid of this. But when this one certain thing happens... I was, like, so hard trying not to laugh out loud in the theater. I was, like, literally biting my knuckle going, no, I can't laugh. Like, some guy doing donuts in the parking lot. This is actually kind of creeping me out more than the movie. Yeah, here it goes, it's circling around. Oh, here it comes again. Yeah, whatever. That's exactly what this movie is. Something interesting happens, you think it's going somewhere, and it just goes, nah, we're just going this direction. That's this new Halloween movie in a nutshell. Like, there's interesting stuff that happens, and when you think it's going to go for a wrong turn, it will either go in a good way or a bad way. And you don't know exactly what will go, and... I don't. If you like movies like that, I guess you'll be fine with it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give this movie another year, or at least maybe process a few weeks for me to write off whether it was a good entry or bad entry. There is more. It does get a little better in the last half, but it gets really stupid insane. Like. It gets Night Trap insane. It turns into Halloween Resurrection. That's what it does. It becomes Night Trap. Like Laurie Strode and like these little like grates and all these little like things popping up and stuff. And she's like running around with a shotgun. and then like the granddaughter's lost in the fucking woods. Help me. And then even then there's no big payoff or whatever, except for like at the very tail end, but again, I can't give it away because it's a spoiler. And then just the way it ends, you know, if this movie's gonna be, if you know if they're gonna go for a sequel, they're gonna probably do another one based on the way it's shot, or maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. No, I'm torn on this movie. I really am. To everyone who walked out of Jurassic world, Fallen Kingdom, and was like, what the hell was that? That's me right now. There's parts of the movie, don't get me wrong, there's parts of this movie where I can see it being good. There's parts of it where I can see it's trying to be an homage to the original, and I'm fine with those parts. The moments where it derails and goes into Bakwano crazy territory, I'm not kidding. I was laughing my head off in the theater. There was even a couple in the front row that was just like, we're done. And they just left right after it got really stupid. It gets Skinwalker stupid. And I can't say how. Or was it Sleepwalkers? What? Yeah, Sleepwalkers stupid. Skinwalkers is kind of decent. Just a couple moments. Oh, I really want to talk about the rest of this movie. I really do, but it's like, I can't, because then I would just ruin so much of it. And the best way to describe this movie, it's like a collection of the best and worst moments of the whole Halloween franchise just bunched together. That's what this is. It's a trick-or-treat 50-50 kind of thing. I'm glad I saw it. But at the same time, there's moments where it gets... There's parts of this movie where it gets either too crazy or too stupid. And let me tell you, even when the beginning was kicking along, I was literally ticking off everyone who was going to die. Like, yeah, they're going to die because of sex. Yep, you're going to die because of drugs. Ooh. Great. I just threw up in my mouth. Ah. That's what this movie's doing to me. Ugh. Oh, it's going to be a bitter aftertaste. That's exactly what this movie is to me now. It tastes good at first, and there's a really bad aftertaste that comes up. I don't think it's a bad movie, because there's parts of it where I can see they're trying to make it different and unique than the first one. There's parts of it where they're trying something different, and I can applaud for that. But it's been 40 years since the first movie. I don't know if this was needed. I really don't. But for what they did, I can't say it was boring. Like, it was pretty standard in spots, and it was kind of interesting, but only in the parts where it just got so insanely weird. And I wish I could say what they are, but I can't. So I have to leave it there. So, if you really want to see a scary movie this year, and you think this is the one, go watch The House with a Clock in Its Walls. That's even better. I actually recommend that one more. Even that one's not perfect, but it's like, it's at least what I expected. House with a Clock in Its Walls. Because I grew up on stuff like The Addams Family and Casper. Something Wicked This Way Comes, and at least that was what I expected, and it got really creepy in spots, like Kyle MacLachlan as this zombie warlock. How is it that the movie that's Halloweenish, but not even fully Halloween, is better than the movie that's titled Halloween? It doesn't make any sense! So yeah, that's my recommendation. Don't go see this movie. Go see The House with a Clock in Its Walls. That's more amazing. No. This is... It's not a bad movie. I'd say give it a rent. Or if it comes to Netflix, watch it there. Not horrible, not, but like I said, it feels like the best and worst of the franchise was just stitched together for 2 hours. Or at least it felt that way, considering the amount of previews we had. Take it for what it is. My thumb is just marginally in the middle. It's fine. It's half good, half bad. Take it for what it is. So, yeah, that said, hopefully I have a new video out next week. It'll be a top 10 list, and I'm not going to say what it is, but do tune in soon. Later, and if I don't see you until then, happy Halloween.